Hello and welcome to this audio commentary for the 1907 burlesque comedy Le Cochon Danseur, or The Dancing Pig. I'm Stephen Broomer of Art and Trash. In The Dancing Pig, a simple exchange plays out. The pig is an anthropomorphized patron of a burlesque show. The burlesque dancer will first embarrass him by stealing his clothes. She then dresses him in a tutu like her own, and in a playful choreography made clumsy by the pig's cumbersome costume, the two share a sweet dance. Sweet. The word may surprise those who have only ever seen the film promoted as creepy. But as a work of anthropomorphic gender bending, The Dancing Pig has a sweetness to it and an innocence that marks it akin to its immediate contemporary, The Wind in the Willows, in which anthropomorphic animals have endearing, comically exaggerated human frailties. Consider the absurd condition of this pig, who once stripped has human modesty, trying and failing to cover his groin with his trotters. Pigs have commonly been drawn as slaves to their appetites, and the sensuous appetites fed by the burlesque show span the obvious and the subtle, closing the distance between sexual gratification and the gratification of laughter and joy. The Dancing Pig is buffoon and hero, like so many anthropomorphic protagonists, like Mr. Toad and his eroticized engines, or Henny Penny and her apocalyptic prophecy of a crumbling heaven. The Dancing Pig presents all kinds of strange challenges to its interpretation, in part because it had faded into obscurity until its reprisal as a YouTube phenomenon in the 21st century, thus first widely circulating in an era of heightened cynicism. It became subject to all kinds of speculation, for example, that it was a modern film that had been given a retro sheen to appear like a silent movie. The reason for such speculation, more than anything, is the obvious skill with which the costume was made, and the bizarre final glimpse of it, a medium shot on the pig flashing its terrifying teeth, laughing and flapping its ears, a demonstration of the suit's fascinating mechanics. Indeed, the interplay of head and body in the dance is something to behold. As the pig dances, its dexterity and the complexity of its face and tongue puppetry suggests the possibility that there are multiple operators inside of this suit. There's no information to verify or deny these speculations, but in any event it's an astonishing forerunner to the puppetry of mid to late 20th century cinema. For those who do still imagine it to be a contemporary film, consider the likely reason we have the film at all. Leah Stans of the blog Silentology writes that David Shepard, the late film preservationist, had a print struck in the 1980s and had circulated it at film festivals for years before it found its way onto a Flickr Alley release that Shepard had produced, and subsequently onto the internet. It's thanks to Stans and Reddit user Gerard Menfin that we have a more likely source for this film and an identity for its maker. Le Cochon Mondain, the Worldly Pig, was a stage act that premiered at the Casino de Paris in January 1907 to great success. The creator of the character, identified only as Odeo, was an animal impersonator and costumer who used suits made from wicker frames stuffed with horsehair and covered with jersey cloth. This film would have been made at the outset of Odeo's success, just after his run at the Casino de Paris, but he went on to tour the show until the early 30s, traveling through Europe and, by his claims, as far as China. To date, this seems the most verifiable explanation of where the Dancing Pig comes from, not from some monstrous nightmare, but from the escapist fantasy of the stage.